Hi, welcome to Wife's a Bitch podcast. I'm Victoria Arnstein, your hostess, and this is my guest, my co-host today, Tova Sterling from Chef Tova. If you don't know, get on board, okay? Start following her. She's hilarious. That's how I know you. I saw her in the street last week. Swear to God, we never met before. And she was talking to somebody right in front of a club on McDougal Street, where I usually frequent. And she's like, I know you to somebody else. And I was like, I know this girl. And I go, I know you. I've seen you on your podcast. And that's how we started talking. And now you're here in my apartment, and we're doing a podcast. Let's see if you're in frame. I think you are. All righty.
Fabulous.
So, you're 27 and you're single
And I'm single.
and ready to mingle.
Ready.
And I know that sounds very cliche, but it really is true because she does put on events and tell us about, what your goals are and what you want to do in life. And, we're totally two different generations. What are you, millennial?
Like
Gen Z? You're like
Zillennial is what they call
Gen
it.
X, I mean?
Yeah.
Gen X. Zillennial? Like
Yeah.
you're on the cusp?
They call us cuspers.
Cuspers. Okay. Just want to say before we get started, because you want to see the background here, this is my book called Impress Yourself. And these are my merch right here. I have like water bottles also and all that stuff. Rent a Karen, if you know my jokes. Housewives Matter. Okay. Now let's move on. So what are your goals? Like you want to get married and have kids and all that kind of thing, or you're not into that?
I honestly haven't even thought about it that far ahead because I just feel like the options are so few and far between right now that I'm like focusing on getting a third date.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that hard.
It's really hard. I go probably on like 3 dates a week.
You're on all the apps?
I'm on every single app.
Every single
one, the Jewish ones, the secular ones.
Christian ones now.
Yeah. Farmers only, Christian mingle.
Hose.
Yeah. One where it's just your feet. You just show your feet, you match with someone.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. OnlyFans.
I would say OnlyFans
is a dating app.
Yeah.
Anything's a dating app.
Anything's a dating app.
ZocDoc is a dating app if you use it that way.
Yeah.
You can get kicked on the ass. Yeah. If you do that.
I think my daughter said that she texted me. I'm like, I never hear from you. She lives in Hawaii. I said, I never hear from you. She goes, what do you mean? I just texted you. I go, when did you text me? She goes, I texted you on Venmo. Anyway, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's where I
Just
tell
her
people they
asking for
can
money.
follow me if they're weird.
What, on Venmo?
Yeah. They're like, where can I follow you? I'm like, Venmo.
I don't know how people are public on Venmo. I really don't.
I don't know why I need to know. And like, I don't even know why there's a public option for Venmo.
I don't either. People are still opting for it. I'm private, but I'm like starting to follow this couple now, and I'm like, Steve and Joy.
Oh wait, have you
getting
seen
a lot of pizza lately?
This is a Brooklyn thing, but sometimes you'll like meet a Brooklyn couple. This is very much a Brooklyn thing, and they'll be married or they'll be in a relationship for 7 years, and you'll see Venmo transactions between them, and it's like, what are you doing
with the married couples?
With the married couples, and I'm like, it's like no more. What's mine is yours. It's like you guys gotta cut it out.
Yeah. I don't need to know about the babysitter.
I don't need to know about your utilities either.
Yeah.
And then they make it public, and it's like,
that's what I don't get. You're in a relationship that should not be
an embarrassing thing.
I agree, especially if you have kids. It's like, Mom, stop. I don't need to know what happened last night with the plumber. Anyway.
Venmoing for threesome.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at Steve and Joy.
I feel like threesomes is a Zelle activity.
It's a Zelle activity.
Don't Venmo me for that.
Well, yeah, no, I don't know. It's getting a little crazy. I don't know how. Zelle, I don't think is public.
Zelle is not public.
Right. So this Venmo thing, I'm following Steve and Joy, and I'm telling you, that's too much pizza for 3 weeks straight. And I'm like, you know what? I dug deep. I dove in, and she's lactose intolerant.
Oh.
And he's married.
Wow.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on. When I'm bored, I just look at Venmo because there's so many apps that I look at that after a while, like if I'm up, because I'm in menopause right now, I'm that old. I'm 55 years old. And I can't sleep for like 3 hours in a night. Like in the middle of the night, I'll wake up. So I'm like, all right, I completely exhausted Instagram till I'm blue in the face. I exhausted YouTube. I exhausted everything. And now I'm like, all right, I'm up to Venmo. Let's see what this couple's up to.
Yeah, that's so fair.
I am. That's how bored I am. And I'm so into my phone because I'm addicted to information. All I want to do is know information. Like what happened like 10 minutes ago. Like I need to know what's happening all the time because, politics is crazy now. And, I don't know what's going to happen next. And I have to think of politics now. I never understood politics as a kid. I never cared. But now that I have kids, I have to worry about them being Jewish. Like I have to worry about stuff now. And I don't want to have to worry, but this is where I'm at. I'm like, oh, I'm one of those old people that has to worry about politics. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So people could say whatever they want. Oh, you shouldn't divide the country and you shouldn't. But you know what? It's not about that. Everybody's coming from another place. I'm coming from a place where I have to worry about my kids and the future of my kids. And that's it. I don't get my life's done. I'm done. I'm like in my 50s. If you do the math, I'm almost dead. So like, that's really it's not about me anymore. It's about my kids. And as much as I can't stand them, I have to worry about them. So that's where I'm at. But, we're going to have a segment later. We're going to call it, Ask a Bitch. Ask a Bitch. I get questions a lot from you guys and I appreciate it. You write into my website and you guys could too. My website is, wifesabitch.com. Ask me anything. I don't know. I might not answer you. I might answer you and you might not like the answer. So anyway, she has an interesting, Instagram page, which is Chef Tova. Tova, by the way, in English, it's a Hebrew name. It means good. So you're good. So she's a good chef.
I actually think so.
Yeah, and you're not like the personality. I don't know if you want everyone to know that, but you're not really the person unless you want to do the in character thing. You're not that personality in real life.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It is fun to play.
I thought there was something wrong with you. I thought you were autistic, but that's fine. But I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no, she's acting. There's got to be an act.
Yeah. Well, also because it's like, I think when you put I think it's kind of cringe when people put their whole self into like, being like a spiritual guru and like actually saying earnest things as 30-second reels. I'm like, why are you telling me manifestation in 30-second reels? Like, this is not the platform
You're
for
right.
you.
You're right.
It's for, I think, you to play a character when you're doing that time frame because that's all you can really project. You can't project a whole personality in a short form content. You can project a character. So if you're projecting a character, it better be entertaining.
Yeah, and
I think
it really
when
is.
you do something that's kind
It's
of uncanny.
Dark too.
Yeah, my jokes are dark, but I think it also helps with the comedic timing.
I love it.
Because if I did it, I think the jokes hit harder when you're doing it in sort of like the trad wife fundamentalist Christian voice.
Right. I love it. I happen to love it. And she's doing a great job. I mean, I noticed it and I'm following her. So, and I'm another whole generation. So if I'm following you and I'm interested, and I love comedy. I love comedy so much, like all genres of comedy. I love dark comedy. I love silly comedy. I love so many different kinds of comedy. Are you a stand-up?
I don't.
I did
stand-up.
You're not interested in stand-up?
Well, I did it when I first moved to the city, and I got the residency at Broadway Comedy Club.
Okay.
And then I got booked for a couple shows. So it was Manhattan based. And then I started performing in Brooklyn. And I kind of was just like, got to this point where I was like, things are either making me happy or they're making me money. And stand up wasn't making me happy.
Right.
I didn't love the community. I didn't love open mics. A great
community. I ran open mics four open mics a week at Broadway.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not enjoy.
Wonder if you ever came to my open mics.
Maybe.
I had so many people come through those open mics, but I'm not at Broadway anymore. And, but I'm moving on also. Now I start featuring for big names in comedy, which I like. And then hopefully it leads to headlining. For me, I did it as a hobby at first, and now I do it as a career. Because now it's my real interest is really doing this full force. I love stand-up comedy. In fact, I was an actor and I was a singer and I was all that stuff before. But this medium for me, this platform of comedy, of stand-up, it's so instant gratification for me. Even though I did theater, the theater got me very prepared for a stand-up because the stage doesn't scare me. I'm very comfortable on stage, but I really love the fact that it's like instant. I love that I wrote my own jokes. I love that, it's not a script. I'm not doing a scripted thing. I do like sketch video. I do sketch also whenever I can. I mean, not really high technology, it's my own. But if I had a team, that would also be a dream job for me, like a career move, if I could do that. Because I really love sketch comedy. Sketch comedy is it's a driven joke. It takes a joke and it goes to the next level. Like a sketch comedy could take another whole like dimension to a joke that you wrote. Like some of my jokes that I write is for sketch comedy, but it never really makes it to sketch comedy. It goes to the stage. Starts out sometimes as a thought, then a tweet, right? Like it just like to test it out. Then it's an Instagram story, and then it becomes a TikTok story, and then it becomes a sketch maybe, and then it gets to the stage. Or it could be the opposite. It goes stage to the sketch. Anyway, I don't know if that's boring to any of you, but that's how I see comedy, like in different levels and different dimensions. You can make it into a cartoon. You know how people make cartoons out of your comedy jokes? Like a joke becomes a cartoon. That would be also good for my jokes because I make them into like stories. Because a lot of things that I do say did happen. So if it happened to me, that's how I make it my way of my sense of humor, my comedy, my take on something. So that's how I do it. And you're doing it in your way. You're doing your comedy is you're like very dark and very, your comedic timing's great. Mm-hmm. And you also you're a real chef.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're a real chef. So she's doing things where she's cooking and you're telling jokes. Like it's genius. I like it a lot. That's why you have a big following.
Thank you.
She's so shy in person. But anyway, so tell me about the dating scene. I want to know because my kids are about your age, a little younger than you are. And I have 3 kids. And it's tough now. It's different from when I was dating. I didn't have any apps. We had like wanted ads. That's it. And I never did those. And everything was organic. You met them in person, old fashioned. What do you do now? Like how do you navigate? Do you want to meet someone in person? Like, would that be your idea?
Yeah.
That would be your preferable. Yeah, the apps are scary.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting.
Totally.
What are you going by? A profile picture and a bio?
Well, I ask a lot of men to FaceTime me first.
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of guys will say no to that.
Really?
Yeah. So
I'll say no?
Yeah, I'll get ghosted.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great gift that they give you. If they ghost you for that, what the hell is wrong with you guys? No, seriously, what's wrong with you? Yeah, go ahead. I'm waiting for an answer. Like,
so I probably go out 3 to 6 nights a week.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So I'm going to events. I'm going to either comedy shows or.
Oh, but not on dates. You're not asked out 3-6 times.
So no, I'll go on I'll probably do a FaceTime call to like vibe check with someone like 3 or 4 times a week to be like, hey, can we just hop on a FaceTime call so I can like see what you look like talking?
Of course.
And a lot of people either don't want to see me after that or I don't want to see them after that. Just because the personalities just don't vibe with
How
me.
old are these guys?
Between 28 and 35.
Do you have a preference?
I have a preference for like early 30s.
Okay. You don't want anything older.
No.
And nobody younger. My husband's younger than I am, but that was an accident. He just happened to be younger.
I would go younger.
You would?
Yeah, but I just haven't met that many men
mature enough
who want a relationship at like 24.
Right. And you're looking to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want the choice. I think I'm if I met someone and they didn't want to have kids, I would be open to that discussion. But like,
yeah,
right now, like just like finding people is so hard that it's hard to, like I haven't gone on a date in like a third date in like, I would say 7 years?
7 years?
Yeah.
A third date in 7 years? What's wrong with you? No.
I know. Well, it's hard.
I'm kidding.
No. What is wrong with me? Like, no. I don't know. Like, maybe it's me. I think it is because, like,
no. I never also got third dates because I was a virgin when I was before I got married.
Wow.
My wedding night.
Wow.
30 years old by choice.
Wow.
My husband didn't even care.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? He didn't even care. I wasted on him.
Were you like were you jonesing for it?
I wasn't because I didn't know what I was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't a nun, but I was.
Yeah.
technically I was a virgin. So I was like, you know what? I didn't want to do after a certain, I was brought up that way. And then after a certain year, like 24, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till I get married. But when the hell is this marriage going to happen? So it was a career looking for the man. I'm not even kidding. That should be your career move, guys. It is the most important career choice of your life. Why? Because, I mean, what's the most vulnerable that you are? Sleeping, right?
Mhm.
You're going to sleep next to a guy that's not somebody that you're married to, really. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
You're vulnerable when you're sleeping. So why would you want to sleep next to somebody that you don't know?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. It's
Yeah.
scary. And I never slept by anybody's house before I got married. Like I never slept over. I always went home. So they could never say I slept there. She slept with me. No one could ever say that. So that was my choice. And I honestly think I'm not going to say that I recommend it anymore, but I will say that you could definitely get them down the aisle faster. Does that make sense to a real guy? Like a
Yeah.
guy that really loves you, he won't care about that stuff. But will it cause problems later on in your marriage? It could. You could be curious or whatever it is. My husband and I were separated for a little bit, so I had a chance to date in that time. So my curiosity's gone. I don't really have a curiosity about other men, but I have to say that I definitely don't know if I recommend it, but I don't care if anybody is a virgin before they get married. I don't care if my kids are. I don't care. I'm not going to place that on them. That was my choice. And that was what I did. And I'm not going to say that it's good or bad. It's just what happened. But it is a good perspective. Nobody ever really hears that side. No one ever hears from a woman that was a virgin till her wedding night at 30. You don't really hear that. Where do you hear that? That's so rare, right? Don't you think? All right. Anyway, I'm not saying that you guys should sleep around like hookers, but like hold out a little bit. You have a lot more power than you think you have. So the third date really sometimes didn't happen for me because I already told them I wasn't going to sleep with them till the wedding night. My husband didn't seem to care. And that's when I knew he was the one for me. And that's another indication that somebody's right for you because they're not going for that. They just really, really like you. They just want to be with you. And that's really important too. So get to know somebody at least beforehand. Or, have somebody that you're just with one guy and like really get to know. But I say don't get past a year. Dating for a year, being in a relationship for a year, that's too long. It's like, come on. You got to have like 6 months. You got to know if you're going to get married. Men, if you're listening, you got to know. Try to put that close. It's going to reach. But yeah, no, that's what I think. Do you need a pillow behind you? No. You're not comfortable? So yeah, we could go over some questions if you want, and we can answer them. I don't know if you have your perspective. I have my perspective, but I think that getting to know each other through these questions, you might get something out of it also. I don't know. All right. So I have, all right. Ask a bitch. That's me. Could be you. Are you a bitch?
It
Could be.
depends.
Yeah. All right. By the way, where were you brought up?
Westchester.
Westchester, where?
Dobbs Ferry.
Okay. That's cool. It's far out there, huh?
It's like 45 minutes outside the city.
Oh, it's 45 minutes. I remember it on the train. I used to live in Yonkers. All right. So, there's certain things that, though, before I answer these questions, that I believe truly that marriage is hard enough, that if you are going to go for somebody, then you have to have very similar views in a lot of ways. Like religion should be the same, in my opinion. It does work out. There are exceptions, but I mean, if you're gonna really get down to it, marriage is hard enough, and it'd be scary to have, differences in your religion and then raising kids. That's a very hard move, in my opinion. All right. Somebody wrote, I'm married to my wife for 17 years, and around 4 years ago, I started to take off my wedding band. And before you jump the gun, I have no intention of cheating, and I love my wife and our 3 kids. But wearing a band is annoying me, and she gets angry. What now? He doesn't wear his wedding band. Who gives a shit? My husband doesn't wear a wedding band anymore. He lost it and then he never wore it again. Anyway, if a man wears a wedding band, I feel like women hit on them more. Do you know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I don't know. It just sounds like this
why
is
is
so
he asking
petty.
me?
This is so petty. It's like if you like have a conversation about if if it's physically annoying you, and if your wife. I feel like
17
this is like a
years?
heartfelt conversation of like, I'm sure this guy's also in his 60s. It's like he's not getting swarmed.
He's not getting swarmed. Yeah, unless you have money, buddy. Don't worry about it. All right. Next question. I'm happily married to my husband of 6 years, but lately I've been interested in what it would be like to have an open relationship. I want to ask my husband, and somehow I think he'd be into it, but I'm not sure he will change after it happens. Yeah. No.
I'm not. I can't be in that perspective because I haven't been in a relationship for 6 years.
Right.
So I don't know what that's like to have a long-term relationship like that. I'm so I don't really like have like a first person perspective. I think like my spiritual perspective is like I it's my Jewish belief that love is sacrifice. Like I think that's part of Judaism is like if you love someone and they have a trait that like you could get somewhere else from someone else.
Right.
You sacrifice that because you love that person.
Right.
So that's I think what I've done in my own relationships, but like yeah, like who knows what it's like after 6 years, and like maybe he would be into it, maybe it wouldn't ruin the relationship, but I think it would.
Well, if it wouldn't hurt him, he should also think about it. If she would do it to him, how would that feel to him? And now, it's hard to tell. You don't know until it happens, really, and then it could be damaging. I don't think it's. I mean, if you love that person, I don't think it's worth it. But that's up to you. And if you do, that's another conversation you have to have with your wife and maybe a therapist. But not me. So, sorry, I can't answer that 100%. Next one. I need to start dating more exclusively, but I really don't feel like this is a dating question. I need to start dating more exclusively, but I really don't feel like committing right now. I'm 36 and male. I really love my life now, but I do want kids.
I hate this type of guy. Like I meet him all the time. He like goes on dates. He like meets the most stunning women who are like accomplished, and he's like, my life is so great. It's like,
right.
Shut up.
But you want kids. It's like, I don't think you're ready for a relationship.
I don't think I like this guy.
No, I don't think he's ready for a relationship. I think this guy is very, he just wants a maid and kids. He just wants his cake and eat it too. All right. I don't know. I don't think you're ready for a relationship. You sound like you're a playboy, which is fine. That's your lifestyle, but maybe you should adopt. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Next question. I'm a woman in her 60s. I'm a widow and I am ready to date, but I'm not sure if I want an older man like I did before. He was 15 years my senior. I've been widowed for 8 years. Not sure what I really want. Maybe a companion. My kids are grown and out of the house. I have 2 kids and I'm a grandma in a few months. Oh my God. Have fun. What? Like, don't even think about anything. Like, who cares? You don't even have to get married again. You could just totally just chill. You had your marriage already. You had your kids. What's the goal?
Vibe.
I don't even know why someone gets remarried. I don't get that. It's like you're not going to have kids. That doesn't make sense to me. Next question. I mean, unless you really have to get married again, like you have nothing else in your life and that's what you want, but I don't see a point. Second marriage, that's iffy. It's also hard on the kids. My mom's married. Second time, my father died. She remarried. Okay, she really wanted to, whatever. But it's not so easy on the family to have a second marriage for the kids. Anyway, your parents married?
Mm-hmm.
How long?
Like 32 years.
32 years? That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you have a brother. You have any other siblings?
3.
3 other siblings? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's like me. So wait a minute. So this is like a really good example for you. Are you the only girl?
No. I have 2 other sisters.
Oh, 2 other sisters. Are they married?
No,
Nobody's
they're
married.
younger. No one's married.
So you're the oldest.
I'm the second oldest.
Second oldest. All right. All right, here's the next question. Life has been hectic lately with trying to keep my career afloat. I'm a lawyer and I'm about to become a partner in a large firm in Chicago. I don't know if I should even bother getting married or bring kids into the world. Who are these people? I had one abortion already, but I do date a lot. Most men indicate that they don't care. What? That they don't care. But some are starting to ask me if I would reconsider, even the ones I casually dated. What do you think? What do you think? I mean,
I hear the frustration.
yeah, I hear it also, but what's the point of this? She doesn't know if she wants to bring kids into the world. I don't think you're ready to bring kids into the world. And you're talking
Not
about your
everyone's meant to be
abortion.
parents.
Not, of course not. And I respect that. I respect that they say it because that way you know what you want, what you don't want. I like that better than, having a kid and totally neglecting them. Why'd you mention your abortion? I mean, that doesn't sound like you're ready to have kids. So maybe don't have kids. Maybe just have a relationship. But then the guys are going to bring it up if they want kids. Find a guy who doesn't want kids. But then if you change your mind, you're stuck with the guy that doesn't want kids. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be a lawyer. You're going to have your hands full. Kids is no joke. If you want to take care of kids, let me tell you something. I was a stay-at-home mom. It's a big job. It's the hardest job I ever had. Ever. Do you want to raise your own kids? Or do you want to have
I
a
would
career?
want to have help.
You want to have help, of course. Okay, fine. That's fine. It takes a village. But you don't want to have a career over kids. Would you put your career first or your kids first?
It depends on who the partner was.
Like if you stayed home?
If I could be stay at home, I would do it and I wouldn't work. But if I didn't have kids with the person who I end up with, I would continue my job.
Right. But you want kids.
I want the option.
Oh, you want the option. So you're not definite.
I would want to meet someone who I think would be a good father.
Right, of course. Well, that's who you would marry.
Yeah.
But now, okay, so there's this whole dilemma of people they don't know if they want to bring kids into the world, that type of thing. But a lot of people don't know what it is to have a kid, so that they get scared, and it's a lot of money today. It's a lot more money than before. It's a lot more work than before. So it's kind of frightening, It's an unknown. A lot of people are just unknown with it. Okay. Next question. I'm 22 and I think I got married for the wrong reasons. No kids, thank God. And I'm on the fence about divorce. My parents pushed me to get married. Good man, good family, but I honestly am having doubts. 2.5 years in, he wants children ASAP, and I'm really confused. Help. I think you have your answer.
Yo, you gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be afraid to jump off the cliff. You know what I mean? Because where you're at now is way more dangerous. That's what I think. All right, next question. Hi, I love your podcast. Thank you. I'm 26 and my husband is 24 and I'm Chinese and he is Japanese. It's going well, but our families really clash. We're married a year and change and we don't have kids yet. I guess I'm asking about mixed marriages and do they really last? Thank you. I hope you read this on my podcast, on your podcast. Okay, well, I'm reading it on the podcast and thank you. Yeah, no, it can get messy, but if you really truly are already in it, you're already married, that's it. You're already there. This is the beforehand is when it really gets messy. You know what I mean? You could stop it from beforehand, but if you guys are already in and you really love each other and it doesn't really matter to you guys, I guess it's okay. I mean, do they clash because it's like the way Jews would clash if they were married to non-Jews? I don't think it's the same. I think it's okay with Asians. I think they're kind of in the same, I don't know. Unless you're talking about wars, if my kid was to meet a Palestinian right now, I'd be totally against it. I would. That would not work for me. That's just me. But I don't think it would work for them either because I think their kids would be very messed up later because their grandparents would be. I don't know what to tell you. I'm all for the same religion. It's a very hard life to have a marriage that's already hard, and then to have the religion on top of that. That's my take. But you do you. That's my take for my own family. How do you feel about that?
I think it's couple to couple, but I think a lot of like things that are cultural that people say are cultural clashes aren't actually cultural clashes. They're interpersonal clashes of whether people are open or not. And I think very few people are open, and that's more the issue than whether their cultures are different.
That's interesting. I like that take. All right. Hope you're getting something out of this, guys. Um, Almost a few left. I really, really want my boyfriend to start buying me gifts. We've been dating for about 2 years. He used to always buy me stuff but lately he's stopped. I feel like he's not that interested in me. I'm 18 and he's 22, and I really want to marry him. He's studying to be a doctor, ophthalmologist like his father. He's so sweet, but he is not showing me as much even without the gifts. I don't know what to say. Can you help me say something and how to say it? Thank you. You're great. Thank you. I don't know. She's not feeling it anymore.
Yeah. I think what I've done with even friendships is sometimes I'll make the effort. I had a friend and she got into a relationship and she just kind of fell off the face of the earth. And so I got tickets to this show that she really wanted to see, and I took her out to dinner. And then after all of that, not that she felt like she owed me, but I was like, I really value this friendship, and I want you to know that I'm always going to be here, and I want you to feel like this friendship is very fulfilling for you and special for you. And I hold you to that standard, and you haven't made an effort with me and you haven't seen me. And I know that you have the capacity to, and then you're just in a transition with this new relationship right now, but I'm going to put that effort in myself. And you can meet me whenever you're at, but I'm this friendship isn't going away, but I do want you to put in that effort.
Okay. All right. That's good. Do you like that?
I think you can do that. And if someone isn't responsive to that, you have to, well, it's not even you have to move on because it's so hard to leave a relationship. But I think you can kind of assess what you're willing to handle.
Right. Yeah, there's that too. Well, that's a very good point because there's a lot of people that they don't realize that things plateau. You know what I mean? Not everything's going to be all great all the time. It's not supposed to be. You're going to have dips. You're going to have highs. You're going to have lows. You're going to have times that, one person is not feeling it and the other person is. And then vice versa. It's going to happen like that. That does happen. I'm married for 26 years and there's highs and there's lows and there's times that he loves me more than I love him and I love him more than he loves me. And the balance is a real give and take. It's you really want to find that balance. And if it's going too far to one side, you want to pull back. And pulling back brings them back. Don't be a nag. Nagging never works. I found that nagging makes everything worse. It makes them go further away on both sides. On both sides. So what you want to do is you want to be able to pull back and you have to really start liking yourself. And I'm not even joking when I tell you impress yourself. You start liking yourself more than you like the other person. And I promise you, things will start to balance out for you. And buying you gifts, buy yourself a gift. Buy yourself a gift. Start buying yourself gifts and let him see that you're buying yourself gifts. Let him see that you really love yourself without him having to do it. And I find that men want to give you what you want. You say what you want. They can't read your mind. You have to tell them what you want. Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus. Great book by John Gray. I recommend that highly. And also Men on Mars and Venus on a Date. Great book. I learned a lot from that years ago, but I think it still pertains today. Men need to know what you're thinking. And men, as a general rule, they want to make women happy. That's just what they want to do. And you have to give them navigation sometimes, but you have to pull back. And it's a hunt. It's a hunt. Men want to hunt. All right. They don't want a girl that's completely available all the time. It's just the way it is. Even in my marriage now, like if I don't call my husband all day, he wonders why? Because I used to call him much more and now I don't. And I pull back and he comes back after me. And if he pulls back, I start going more towards him. So it's a real balance. And you got to keep that balance. You got to always keep it. It's always, I always say this, marriage, people think that you just, the game is over after you get married. It's not true. The game begins when you get married because beforehand, it's the fun part. Afterwards, you have to keep that going. And how do you keep it going? You have to be interesting. You have to be mysterious. You have to be a tease. You have to pull back and you can't nag. And really, that's the best advice I can give any couple, anytime, in any type of relationship, and anywhere in your relationship. 2 years in, 20 years in, 50 years in, you got to play the game. The game continues. You keep playing that game. You keep being that mysterious and unpredictable sometimes. Be familiar. Be that warmth for him. Be there for him, but also be mysterious. You got to be. It's just more interesting. Otherwise, they look around. Give them breakfast. They come home for dinner. That's what I always say. My grandma always said that. I thought that was a really good advice. My wife is not really paying any attention to me anymore, and she has increased her nights out and even has some new friends that are men. What am I doing wrong? We are married for 8 years and have 2 small daughters. Same thing. Start showing her that you really like yourself and start doing things without her, and then she'll start to come towards you. Pull back. Don't. People feel and smell desperation. That's a given. Do you believe in pheromones? I believe in pheromones. You know what pheromones are?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So pheromones, for those of you who don't know, are like, this like aura that you have. Like people smell your desperation. They know. You ever notice that when it rains, it pours, you're going out with one guy and then all of a sudden 6 guys ask you out? That happens because it's like they could smell it from miles away. They could be in another country and they'll know that that's happening. You ever get an ex-boyfriend call you back? You have an ex-boyfriend haven't called you back?
No.
Oh, it happened to me. And, it's like they sense that you're not going to be available. And that's when you have to start having that energy, that aura that you feel about yourself. You have to start really loving yourself. You know what I tell myself now? Everybody talks to themselves, right? Everyone. They have thoughts, they talk to themselves. Mine used to be very negative. Now I just literally say to myself, my nickname's Vicky. I grew up with my name Vicky, Victoria, but Vicky. I literally say to myself about 7 times a day, I love you, Vicky. And then I say it right back. I go, I love you too. I don't know who that person is. It doesn't matter. It's the voice in my head. I say, I love you, Vicky. And I seem to be fine with that. It seems to feel very fulfilling because your mind doesn't know the difference. So it's like this whole, people say manifesting, but you really are creating your own world with your thoughts. So you might as well make them good ones. That's my advice. What else do we have? I think that's it. That's it for Just Ask a Bitch. And what else do you want to add to this podcast? Do you want to say anything? Do you want to know? Tell everybody where you are and what you want, what your goals are.
Yeah. Looking for my next boyfriend / husband. I have a cookbook coming out.
Ooh,
so that'll be good.
That.
It's Jewish American Princess Cookbook.
Really?
Yeah. There isn't one, so I'm
Is
pioneering.
It's
called Gefilte Bitch.
Gefilte Bitch. I love it. I had a joke once that I was a Jap. It was like one of my first jokes, and I moved to Hawaii. I was living in Hawaii for 7 years, and a white liberal girl said to me, I can't say Jap in Hawaii. I'm like, it's Jewish American Princess. She's like, yeah, but it's Japanese. And then I asked a Japanese girl and she's like, I'm fine with it. So stop doing that to people. Anyway, I hate when people get offended by jokes. It really bothers me. But, yeah. And you're going to come out with a podcast? You want a podcast? You don't even, not interested. You just want to be a guest on podcasts. Okay. And, what else? What are you looking for in a guy?
Spicy banter, sensitive center, dark features.
Dark features.
Yeah, I like dark eyebrows, dark hair.
Oh, dark.
Tan
I
skin.
see what you mean. I didn't know. I didn't know what you meant.
You thought I
Not
meant
their personality, their actual.
yeah.
Okay.
And obsessed with me.
Somebody was obsessed with her. All right, guys. Well, Tova's here. Tova Sterling, and follow her on her Instagram page because I tell you, it's fun. And it's great to be with you and to
Thank you.
talk with you about, relationships and stuff. And if you want to get any merch on my website, go to it. All right. Wife's a Bitch podcast, wifesabitch.com. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.